ready, come and just greet us on behalf of, I talked with Sister Debbie Scott, and that she was in Washington, I think. But she's ably represented by you. Just come and greet us on behalf of Step Up, and then we'll ask the gentleman from the Fulton County Schools if he just come and greet us. Let us receive Sister Reddy as she comes. Amen.
Thank you so much, Reverend Love, and thank you so much for having me here this evening. I do bring you greetings from Georgia Stand Up. We are a think tank for working communities, and what we do is we actually go out in the communities and we educate and we mobilize and we do research, and we help people to understand the issues so that they can begin to work around those issues and be able to stand up for their rights and benefits. We also have another program called Trade Up, in which we are actually training men and women in the green economy and also in construction work. That is a free program, and all they need to do is just come to the office, sign up, and whenever we begin our classes, they can actually become a part of those classes. But I would like to say we also do a lot around voter registration, and that is one of the most important things that we must do. We must take our place and be able to stand up, first of all, and choose the right people to put them in office. And so I think that's one of the first things that we must do is begin to look at that and to educate the people around that. The best voter is an informed voter. And so that's what I believe, and I think that's what you all believe tonight. So thank you so much for having me.
Amen. 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 Thank you so much. The gentleman from the Fulton County Schools, well, just greet us. And
my name is Mike Wilburn. I'm a coordinator of facility planning. We're here today to make a little presentation about the SPLOST program. This is informational only. We can't campaign as a government employee, but we're here to inform the public what the next SPLOST will hold, and hopefully everybody be informed of what the taxpayers will be expected to do. Thank you, sir. Thank you for having us tonight.
Yes, thank you so much. Next on our agenda is the occasion. In other words, why are we here? And why are we, what are we trying to do? The Voter Empowerment Collaborative. As I mentioned earlier, there are 3 ways that we want to empower voters. We want to empower voters with information. We want to empower voters with inspiration. And we want to empower voters with involvement. It takes all 3 in order to empower voters. So the first aspect is information, and this is what we're going to share with you. The second part is inspiration, and that's the reason we're going to have some preaching, is because we want to be inspired. And then the third segment, somewhere around about 10 after or before, that we will have involvement, and that we will just challenge you with some concrete, specific ways that you can be involved. So that's the reason we're here. We're here to inform, to inspire, and to involve. The other reason that we are here is in terms of mission. We hear a lot about mission. Dr. Ashwood, you probably have a mission statement, and Fulton County has a school system where everybody is kind of high on mission statement. So, but one of the clearest examples of mission that I'm aware of is when I was in the Air Force. Now, I know some of you all in the Marines and Army. Okay, you say we're the Boy Scout. Okay, all right, we'll take that. All right, okay, all right. But I remember when we were drilling. I was enlisted. I was not an officer. And that we were drilling, and a plane took off. And the instructor said, now, they were teaching us, I want to explain to you all what the mission of the Air Force is. And so we had our pen and paper, and we were expecting, get a big lecture. He said this: whenever you see an airplane get off the ground, the Air Force has accomplished its mission. Whenever you see an airplane get off the ground, the United States Air Force has accomplished its mission. Now, there are a whole lot of other things that went into it, but everything everybody did was to do what? Get an airplane off the ground. Then somebody said, well, what about coming back? He said, no. It's not about landing, because there is no guarantee that when a plane gets off the ground that it's coming back. So that was simple, and it made it's measurable, and you know when you've accomplished it or you're not. But whenever you saw an airplane get off the ground, you know that the Air Force has accomplished it. And so, although I was working in the equipment management office, you know, this sort of a clerk typist type, I could feel good because whenever I saw an airplane get off the ground, I would say to myself, what I'm doing is important because it accomplishes the mission. What does this have to do with what we're doing today? The mission of the voter empowerment. This is our mission. Our mission is to make sure that every citizen is aware that Tuesday, November the 8th, is an election day. That's simple. Our mission is to ensure that every citizen is aware that Tuesday, November the 8th, is election day. That's our mission. We aren't trying to get anybody elected. As a matter of fact, that we do not endorse candidates. We do not endorse candidates. Here comes my representative, school board representative, Sister Linda Bryant. Thank you. All right.
How are you?
Outstanding. A lot better since I've seen you. But that's our mission. And just like when they told us in the Air Force, when you see a plane get off the ground, we've accomplished our mission. For us, when you ask anybody and you run into anybody and say, when is the next election? If they say Tuesday, November 8th, we have accomplished our what? Mission. And so it's that complex and it's that simple. So what we want to do is to make sure that every citizen is aware that Tuesday, November 8th, is election day. Now, in addition to that, there's early voting. We want to make sure they're also aware that Monday, October the 17th, is early voting. And so in terms of information, that's the information that we want to get out to them. Also, we want to make sure that citizens also are aware of what's on the ballot. I guarantee you that 8 out of 10 people, if you take a poll, 8 out of 10 people would not be aware that the SPLOSH, Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax, is on the ballot. And if they are aware of it, I mean, how many people know what SPLOSH is? Not too many. And so it's our job is to inform people about it. And then in some municipalities, there's the Sunday liquor sales this on. And so we haven't heard much about that. So that's the occasion. The occasion is to inform, to inspire, and to clarify the mission. Our mission is to make sure that every citizen is aware that Tuesday, November 8th, is election day. Now, we can't depend on the mainstream media. Okay. The mainstream media, as a rule, does not focus on local elections. They just don't do it. And that we want to fill in the void at that point. So that's the reason that we're here. That's the occasion. Information, inspiration, and involvement. Are there any questions about why we're here and what our mission is? So, by way of information, we have asked, and I certainly do thank 2 of the school board members for coming. And Sister Catherine Maddox is here, and also Sister Linda Bryant is here. And We just want to